Business owners think it, but often don't want to do it. How to make an employee training manual. By the end of this video, you're going to see the 5 simple, free, did you hear that? Tools that you can build for employee training that will blow their mind, and it's going to invite them so that they're excited to come do hard and challenging things. Are you tired of winging it when a new employee comes in? In fact, you show up in the park and you're like, oh my gosh, I forgot that person is starting today. Aren't you sick of just using a strategy of throwing employees to the wolves and hoping they figure it out over time? And then inevitably 3 months down the road being frustrated and then taking everything back and going, I'll just do it myself. Listen, you can do way better than that. I know you can do it. You're a business owner. You went through the grind of starting this thing, so let's do better and empower our team members. Yeah, biggest phrase we get all the time is nobody wants to work anymore. I can't find good people. And the reality is we as coaches have to be the bearers of bad news a lot of times to be able to come back to the business owner and go, hey, I appreciate you. You're not a special snowflake. I hate to tell you that, but the reality is usually the reason they don't stay is because of you and me. I'm a business owner too. And so let's just have an honest conversation around this. The truth is most employees don't come or stay because of money, because of perks, because of benefits, because of ping pong tables, because of soda fountains in the break room, because of any of that other stuff. They come because they're invited into a challenge that's going to be meaningful. That's why they come, most of them. Yes, there are a few, but that's 5% of the exception. The 95% of the rule is most people want to work, they want to be challenged, they want to do hard things. Why do you think one of the cruelest forms of human punishment is isolation? People don't want to be isolated. They don't want to not be productive. We want to be able to deliver on things and do things. The challenge is when we walk into a room and it's completely disheveled. And feel like we're in Groundhog Day. We're starting from zero every single day. We're recreating the wheel. We're juggling all these balls. We're constantly putting out fires that, quite frankly, if we would have just let them put themselves out, 90% of them would have done that. So you want to know how to make an employee training manual. I want to give you 5 tools that if you build these 5 tools, merge them together, you're going to have an employee training manual that's going to blow their mind. You ready? One of those tools that's incredibly important is the good old-fashioned job role. Don't roll your eyes. Wait, stop. I want you to think about this. Every team member that comes in, they have 2 primary questions. They actually have a lot, but 2 around their role that they want to ask. Number 1, where do I fit in this organization? Meaning show me visually. That's where the org chart comes in. But with that, what are you asking me to do? Give me clarity around what you're asking me to do. That's the job role. And so if we can go into that job role, let me tell you a simple way to build a job role. I want you to think, before you go to Google, before you go anywhere else online, I want you to think about this. What are the 20, 30, or 40 tasks that the business needs this role to do? I don't want you to think historically about what a superintendent does or bookkeeper does or a salesperson does. I just want you to start from scratch and go, what are the 20, 30, or 40 tasks that this business needs this role to accomplish? And write them down. Get them on a scratch sheet of paper, put them on a spreadsheet, and we can start from there. That's how we're going to build our job role. Now, if you want AI to do the heavy lifting from there, populate it with what the role actually requires, and then go, hey, AI, turn this into like a formal job role, and it'll do the heavy lifting of that. But BYOC, bring your own creativity before you do it. When you have a clear job role, your employee now has clarity on what they're being asked to do. I've got another video, if you go into the description right here, that walks you through the 1 silver bullet that every employee is looking for. And I just gave you a little hint. So make sure you click on that to go watch that so you can fully understand the mindset of an employee and what they're looking for. Once you've got that job role, then we can go build a job role scorecard. It's super simple. So take the job role that you just built with all those 20, 30, 40, 50 items and tasks, and then just go into AI and go, hey, AI, I need you to create a daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, semi-annually, and an annual task-by-task checklist that is highly descriptive based on this job role. And AI in about a minute or 2 minutes will spit out something that you can copy-paste, format it into a spreadsheet, and now your employee has a job role. They have a scorecard so they can see daily, weekly, monthly, all of those things week by week as to what they're going to be responsible for doing. That scorecard is going to show them progress to what you're asking them to do. It gives abundant clarity to what you're asking them to do. As you're going through the hiring process, you've got that job role, you've got the scorecard. Now what they want is they don't want to be babysat when they come in as a new employee, and you don't want to babysit them either. In fact, if you click the link in the description, I've got an entire video walking you through how to build an onboarding process for a new employee. I want you to think of it like this. Coach Bill Walsh of the San Francisco 49ers, the one that put this together initially, but it is now, if you look at the game of American football, it's now pervasive across the entire game. You'll see a coach on the sidelines. They've got the headset on, and they've got a big sheet in front of their face with it looks like just digits and data all over the sheet. Well, what it is hundreds of different formations and plays that they can call because they don't have much time to be able to call that. Well, what's interesting about it is every American football team from the NFL level almost down to high school now, the coaches script the first 15 plays of every game. Why? It's because there's jitters, there's nervousness, there's hiccups, and it gives them a chance to practice those 15 plays over and over and over again throughout the week. When you have a new employee that comes in, why don't we script the first 4 weeks of their experience? Not the first day, not the first week, the first 4 weeks of their experience. Week 1, day 1, week 1, day 2. What are those things from the scorecard and the job role that you want to insert day 1? What are those things day 2? What are those things day 3? Is there anything you want to repeat from day 1 and day 4, or whatever it might be? Script that out. They don't feel babysat, and you don't feel like you have to babysit them. So you've empowered and equipped your team with a job role, a scorecard. You've got this onboarding checklist. What about the old-fashioned company handbook? All the things that frustrate you that people ask questions about. What about time off? And what about these perks? And how do I handle the business credit card? And what about travel and maternity leave? And all of these things that just kind of pick and poke at you. Why not just get them out of your head and create clarity around them? Even the clarity of going, I don't really know what to do with this. In some cases, that's written on there. In fact, in some cases, I've seen the maternity just say, this is a case-by-case basis. And that's the clarity on it. So whatever your clarity is, let's get it out. The easiest way to build a handbook is to build it as you go. When you get the question, let's put it on a document. Get the next question around PTO, let's put it on the document and update it. And so you can create that. And if you have a handbook training moment each week in your team meeting agenda, you will make sure that each one of those elements get trained as you go. This tool is, I think, one of the easiest ones to create, and quite frankly, once it's created, you feel so good as a business owner to see your entire business on one sheet of paper. Is that even possible? Yes. It's called the Master Process Roadmap. And so with the Process Roadmap, I want you, everything we do is built on the 4 P's, or the 4 foundational cornerstones: purpose, people, process, and profit. So now I want to talk about the process vertical. Most everything else I've talked about has been the people vertical, but in the process vertical, we build the Master Process Roadmap that's built on the 4 core systems of every business: marketing, sales, operations, and administration. And so within those 4 core systems, then what we do is we map out all the processes. In fact, I'd love to see in the description, let's just put down there the marketing process. Just type down in the comments section what marketing processes exist in your business. And so you can start to help serve other people that are watching this video to help them understand what processes exist in their business. So once you've got all these processes out in the marketing vertical, the sales, the ops, the admin, and accounting, now we see the step-by-step elements it takes to run our business with or without us. We add that to the job role. We add that to the scorecard. We take that with the anchor and we take that with our handbook, and now we've got a package that will blow the mind of your employees so that they understand exactly what's expected of them, and you have created an attractive place for them to lean in and come do hard things. Now you've built this amazing training plan for your team. We want to make sure you're tracking that, because I think it was Thomas Edison who said vision without implementation is hallucination. We don't want to be those guys. So let's implement. And so what I've done is I've built another great video that you can go take action on right now. So if you click on the link, you can open up how to track employee training in Excel. That's right, just a simple spreadsheet. It'll teach you how to do that. Hey, my name's Scott Beebe. We work with business owners between 3 and 100 employees to build out their purpose, people, process, and profit so that you, the business owner, can be liberated from chaos to make time for the things that matter most.